I got one question for you. Are you ready?
What is going on, everybody? It is so good to be back. And tonight we have yet another amazing guest. We got first in flight, Pat and Max. Welcome on in. What is going on?
What's going on? We got Richard and David in the back.
Yeah. Everybody,
we got Richard and David. Yay! Awesome.
Got more people.
More people. Very awesome. We got the whole band. In fact,
Can't leave everybody out.
we can't leave everybody out. I was like, I saw Pat and Max, and I'm like, there is somebody in the back. Awesome. Very cool. Very, very cool. That's the reason why things are making sense now. That's the reason for the long shot. Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so we got Pat, Max, and then if you guys can introduce the rest of everybody so we can have everybody's names.
That's
Yes.
I'm Richard. That's Richard.
All right.
David and Richard, thank you guys for coming on. How are you guys doing? What's new? What's going on?
Yeah, we're great. We recorded last Friday. We recorded a new song last Friday. We're filming a lot of videos today. It's still pretty hot in the Bay Area, so 88 degrees. Life is good.
Nice.
Still a little summer. That's awesome. And you guys are and we were just talking about that. They're from the Bay Area, but they're just a little bit near San Jose, like within walking distance of San Jose, and which is absolutely a little bit inland, so it's a little hotter. So very cool, very cool.
Totally.
And yeah, I've been to the Bay Area. I absolutely love it. My family for a little bit lived in inland a little bit at Atwater, near like north of Fresno, a little bit like near Merced and stuff. Yeah. So I love that area. Just beautiful, beautiful. So, James, how are you doing, buddy? We got my co-host going on. What's going on? Hopefully, we're going to have no whammies today with any.
No whammies. Hopefully, no whammies. I've been trying to work on everything most of the damn day after I got off of work. So hopefully, nothing goes on. Okay, but yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, work was good. Everything was good. Got some treats and stuff like that to share.
That's what we're going. That's where we're going. So the guest tonight made some treats. Let's see these treats.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the treats that they have brought. Let's go.
Our treats.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm munching on this one right here. We didn't make them, but we did pick our favorites that we often bring to band practice. So
that's what we need. That's what we want to hear about.
Arguably the best tour candy of all time.
Yes, we're not sponsored, but we should be. We eat them on tour, we eat them on interviews, we eat them at practice, and we eat them right now. Yep. So that's our favorite ever, Sour Patch.
Hey, you can't go wrong.
Right on.
And then our backup, these are more towards me, but I like them. Reese's, also a great tour candy. Also very good. It complements the Sour Patch with a nice chocolatey flavor. Yeah. So that's kind of what we've been, actually, to be honest with you, we've been pounding these ever since we jumped on the initial interview with you guys. So yeah, it's been great.
There we go.
Nice.
Seen this one before. This one's pretty good.
Yeah, there's dark chocolate Reese's, so we're really.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah. Haven't tried those yet.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So, and we always know that we're just going to leave the chef for last because he is a chef. And I did bring something. So I am on a little bit of a diet. So I did not bring just a banana. I brought a fruit salad that has, and so what it has in it is I cut up strawberries, grapes, blueberries, bananas, pineapple. And then what I did was I added applesauce to sweeten it up a little bit. Because I didn't want to add sugar. Because usually what I do is I add like sugar, too much sugar, and it makes it like a syrupy kind of. It's so good, but it'll, I'm on a diet, so I'm trying to be a little bit more healthy. Don't ask what I had last night. Shake from Rallies. So I blew the diet a little bit.
That's your guilty pleasure before the diet.
That's right. Yeah. So it was good. It was good. Right. Unsweet. So yeah, it was good.
There you go.
Yeah, unsweet, because I'm trying to. I've lost about 10 pounds, which, as most people know, pandemic weight is so hard to lose. I mean, you're just sitting there. I sit in a chair all day. I'm IT engineer during the day, and I just sit and look at a screen, and you don't move. I mean, the biggest movement I do is I go to the kitchen every once in a while, which is literally 5 feet away. Like, my steps are gone. There's no steps. So yeah, that's how bad it, and you can actually literally, what I do, it's like a rinse and repeat life, where you just get up and then you're 5 minutes you go to the kitchen every day to do the same thing, and then you go to bed in this next room. So pandemic living.
Yeah.
James, my man, we know we have yet to see what you have brought, so we're waiting. Let's see what we got.
Going back to the unhealthy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Churros.
Churros.
Yeah.
And the best thing about this is that he made them himself. These are all handmade. These are not like I went to Taco Bell and made a churro.
Those aren't even churros, bro.
Whipped them up by hand.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
That's awesome.
So good.
Nice.
And so now I'm going to have to be like dreaming of churros. Did you like fill them with anything? Have you ever had those churros that are
they're just regular, like cinnamon sugar, like just piped out just into the fryer. It's just it's still as bad because they really just couldn't stop eating it. Everybody couldn't stop eating them. So I'm like, yeah, it's really bad.
Yum. So good. So good. All right, so dessert. So you've already kind of gone over what the best stuff to be eating while you're gigging. Do you guys have any other like go-to foods? Like, I gotta get this food while we're about ready to gig, or while we're doing some music.
Yeah, because we talked about sweets, right? But there's we have a whole philosophy of like tour food, and I think David should tell you about that.
Yes.
Well, it's just a personal. It's a personal thing that I like, but I'm a Topo Chico addict for sure.
Oh,
so mineral water, Topo Chico, I gotta have it every
There you
day.
go.
We do love our sparkling water.
Yeah, we don't talk about Richard's like stuff. A little bit of lemon squeezed in there, or no, not lemon, lime squeezed in there. I love the bubbles. And speaking of bubbles, probably where everyone else is bubble tea, but we like milk tea for sure.
Yeah, milk tea.
Milk tea. I actually like that. Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Some people call it dessert. Some people don't. I don't know. I'm sort of in between, but yeah, we drink a whole lot of that stuff.
I drink a boba tea that has it's like a Thai tea. Yep. That's kind of like that. It's a milk tea, and then it has the boba orange in it. It's not orange. It's just like
chai.
It's just chai. It's like not chai, but it's like it's a type of tea, but they call it Thai tea. But I know that that's just like the name they give it because they ran out of people wouldn't understand what it is if they said it. But it's like I won't buy that. Yeah, I won't buy that because I don't know what that is. But it's a boba tea, and I absolutely love it. It's and the boba actually is kind of like a food, right? Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we like it. We like it. We do the jasmine, taro, Thai tea, oolong.
Oh, there we go.
And then on
Assam too. Assam black tea.
I don't think I've had that. But on tour we'll do that, and then I don't know. I feel like the thing we ate when we did our last U.S. tour, which unfortunately now was 2 years ago because of COVID. We did a lot of Chipotle and Taco Bell. So Mexican and fake Mexican and fake Mexican.
Mostly because of the protein bowls.
Yeah. Taco Bell has the protein bowl that's good.
Yeah, they are good. I'll indulge in those too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I live in the Southwest. I can't go to Taco Bell. My kids will go to Taco Bell. I cannot go to Taco Bell. There's just too many. There's real Mexican here, and I would feel like I was, like there's really good Mexican here that you're like Taco Bell or Filiberto's or Aliberto's or any of the Birdos.
Any Birdos.
And they're the same, and now they're the same price as Taco Bell because Taco Bell raised their prices on everything. So,
wow, yeah, no, that's kind of true, and they got rid of some things too, so it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but I do have a kid that really, really likes bean and cheese roll-ups, and I'm like, yeah, you're not allowed to live here. That's what I tell him. You live in the Southwest. That is not even a thing. That's like something they made up. Like anything that has that cheese in it, the nacho cheese, like that's their base for everything. You're like, yeah, that's not real Mexican food. That's like
the cheesy gordita crunch, the quesalupa, the cheesy.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh my god!
It's good. It's good. I get it, and I get it. It is so good, especially when I was in college. That was the best college food ever.
Yeah.
Like you just like you were studying for exams. That's what you go to.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some music discussion. Boy, I tell you, what a heck of a week we had listening to your music. I was on my way down to Tucson to go visit my 95-year-old granddad, and I had your stuff on full blast, blaring and loving it. Absolutely. Right. What an awesome mix of music. I enjoyed, and it's all unique. So it has a little bit of difference for every song, had a little bit of different vibe to it. Absolutely love it. What did you think, James?
Oh, same here. Never Alone, I think I dabbed into first, and then I went to Skeletons and then Simulation. All really good. Even though the Never Alone's a couple years old. All really good. And you can kind of tell the little bit of the differences with the 2 years ago to now. I believe I think somebody said, I forgot who said it, but somebody said something like it's a mix between like if Metallica and Panic at the Disco had like a car wreck or so, just kind of meshed together, had a baby kind of thing, and that's what you guys are, and it's awesome.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Gary Lewis in the house. What's going on, buddy?
The music video for Skeletons is really.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I really have enjoyed the fact that you guys like MTV. Like I grew up in the MTV era and saw the demise of MTV. Now it's
sad, very sad.
Yeah. But the fact that you guys and several other bands that we've interviewed actually said, I want to do music videos still and throw them on YouTube. And it is part of what we do, and I absolutely have loved it. I love your music videos. I've seen, I think, 2 or 3 of these. Loved them, and then additionally, I mean, the music itself is super good, super talented, guys, super talented.
Appreciate it.
What is your biggest influence to? I mean, it's such a great vibe that I'm getting. What is your? Your bio says hard rock metal guys meet jazz guys. So talk to me a little bit about that. That's kind of a crazy join collaboration. Talk to me about it.
Totally. You guys want to start? Yeah.
Well, I know when David and I started it was kind of an idea him and I had. We actually played in a metal band before this, and one of the things we loved about being in a metal band was when you play, people are moshing in front of you doing that kind of stuff, right? And we enjoyed it when people were active instead of just being, a dead crowd. So, we knew we wanted to start something and play music that can get people moving. Not too many people mosh to our music now. Now they have, we've seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's been in there.
Yeah.
But that's why, one of the things we love calling our music dance rock. A lot of the 80s groups that we like do that. And it's rock music that you can dance to. And we see that reflected in the crowd. Yeah. So that was kind of one of the biggest things every time we go into a song, go into music is, hey, what can people do to this? What can we elicit from them? And that's kind of been the root aspect of it going into everything from the lyrics to the music. It all comes down to that: is what reaction can we get from them? So that's arguably one of the biggest driving things in all of our stuff.
Yeah, and me and Max both grew up with definitely various backgrounds in music, but there was sort of a center around jazz. Max was what do they call when you're like basically the head of the marching band in terms of the drum? Weren't you the what do they call it? I'm sorry.
Section leader on the drum.
The section leader on the drum. Thank you. I was like, man, I'm killing myself here. The section leader in his high school marching band on the drums. I was in like jazz bands, jazz quartets, all that stuff growing up. I was in rock bands too, but it was just kind of a fun fusion of what we brought to the table. When we kind of first started, David and Richard like wanted to play way heavier stuff, and me and Max wanted to play like way lighter stuff, and we kind of had to find a nice middle ground, and that's kind of where we landed.
Mm-hmm.
I really love it. It's a fusion. It's definitely good. And I'm a total metal dude, but I grew up with parents that were doing jazz musicals. You know, my mom is a music teacher, and then my dad's a composer. So I grew up with wanting to do 80s metal. Like when I was about 13, 14, I said, I want to rock and I want to get a guitar. So I knew I couldn't sing. So I got the, but I grew up on metal, but then later, as you get along later in life, you start realizing musically, jazz, blues, technically on a guitar is so much harder and so much better to play. I enjoy the tone, so I can see where you're going. And then you joined into this rock vibe that almost sounds like it does. It sounds a little 80s with some Metallica, with the dance music. That's what was cool about the 80s is there was keyboards in it. There was metal guitars in it. I totally got that vibe from you guys. I loved it. Yeah. Absolutely loved it.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good stuff. So I want to ask each one of you guys a question. What got you into music? What kind of led you here? I mean, you guys are apparently one of them's a marching band. Yes, clarinetist out there. I'm one of you. But marching band, what was your inspiration to get into music? Because to do it full time or semi full time is you have to have a passion. But what kind of got each one of you guys into that space?
Yeah,
I can start. I mean, my initial upbringing did not have a lot of music. Like my parents can't play any instruments. They're not really creative people as a whole, which is kind of funny. My uncle plays in a mariachi band, so my mom was naturally just like, you should probably like pick up the trumpet or something so you can play mariachi. So I did play the trumpet in elementary school, but I told my mom I don't want to play the trumpet. I want to play the drums, because I want to I always had like a good sense of like rhythm and tapping. But she was like, nah, just play the trumpet. So I did trumpet in elementary school for like a year, 2 years maybe. I did not like it at all. I hated it. It just was not me at all. And then I didn't do anything musical for years, probably like 4 or 5 years, because I really got into film actually, in terms of like shooting my own stuff. Like that's what I do now. I mean, I'm a cinematographer. That's why we have a lot of visual stuff too. All the music videos were either directed by me or shot by me in some way. But then I had a buddy of mine in high school that really, he was pretty good guitarist, and then he had a band, and they played the talent show, and I was just like, I saw them play, and I was like, yo, I really like the energy that they're putting on the stage. Like, I want to do that. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna like pick up the bass and let's go for it, And I think 6-7 months later, I actually ended up playing in his band. So
very nice.
That's kind of where it started. That was maybe when I was like 14, 15, give or take. So a little over a decade now.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very nice. Next person up. Let's hear your story. I love that story. They had some band in it, little trumpet in it. Love it. Mariachis even. Love it.
Yeah. I was saying for the record, I knew David played trumpet. I did not know that was the reason. That'd be cool.
We don't talk much about the mariachi days.
Yeah. Nothing against mariachi. I think mariachi is really sick. You know, like,
I agree. I love them.
But yeah, I mean, it technically started back in middle school. I actually had a close friend that played guitar for a while, but it never interested me until middle school hit, because I met a few more people who played guitar and just other instruments. And at this point, I was maybe 11, 12, and I met people who were playing for 4 or 5 years, and it was kind of crazy. And technically, I was one of the many people who got caught up in the wave of Guitar Hero 3. Because, you know, we all played instruments, but then when Guitar Hero 3 came out and Rock Band came out,
everybody played instruments.
Right, and I was like, again, I'm going to follow the stuff. You know, like, hey, let's see how this is. So, you know, we would be always playing together and that kind of stuff. And it was fun, but one thing that got me interested was just like, there's something about it that wanted me to keep going. And at first I was like, okay, let me get like the controller, the guitar controller, and I can have fun with that. And, you know, maybe I'll be fine. But even after I got that, I just had this want. There was like this curiosity that I had, and even after I did that, there was something about it that got me. And even till now, I can't quite say what it is, and that's probably why I still play. But like, it eventually grew to, after a couple months, said, hey, let me actually just get an actual guitar. You know, so that December 2007, that's when I got my first acoustic. And that's kind of how it started. And mid-November is kind of when I made the decision. So basically every November is like my the yearly anniversary of stuff for me. But yeah, honestly, it was one of those things. I know some people play because they saw an idol, they saw James Hetfield on a photo, or they saw any one of those guitarists. I saw Eddie Van Halen and said, hey, I want to be like that. Me, it was more like, I saw some friends doing it. That was kind of cool, but there was just something about it. I can't kind of put a person to it, which is kind of nice. That's what now, even though a lot of those idols, there's only so many new people. It's just, I think the whole thing is just what gets me into it. There's just so much new stuff in music as a whole. It kind of motivates me to keep going. But that's kind of how it started way back then.
And to kind of piggyback off of that, because there was like a giant gap of like no music at all for me. Guitar Hero definitely introduced me back into that world.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was like, where did the bass come from? It's just Guitar Hero, and then films like School of Rock and Tenacious D and all that era, mid 2000s, that like kind of rock revival kind of started coming into the mainstream again. So that's kind of how I started going back in the cycle of music. So it wasn't just like all of a sudden I'm gonna play bass after not doing anything this like.
Isn't that funny that kind of stirred you up and got into like Guitar Hero, which is a game, kind of got people into music, and that's so cool. What a cool, that's awesome. I love hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I remember playing.
Next up,
Guitar Hero.
Do you remember playing it? Yeah, I like somewhere on Facebook there is a picture.
When Rock Band came out, it was. I think I did the guitar and drums, so it was fun.
Yeah, Rock Band was the best. Rock Band was the best.
Yeah.
Rock Band was it. So one year, my family bought me the AC/DC version of Rock Band, which is AC/DC is one of my all-time favorite bands of all time. And so I was like in heaven. And so we have like this Father's Day, like rockin' festival where everybody's playing, like I had an AC/DC shirt on and everybody's playing Rock Band. And I think I even did like a little tongue thing where I was like,
oh, wow.
How'd it go?
It was awesome. I sucked at it. I was so bad. I like play guitar, but I can't play Guitar Hero.
Yes. Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
What's it doing? What's it doing? Like I can't keep. I don't want to hit the. That's not how you play that chord.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I play guitar, but I never understood Guitar Hero. I can only do the drums. I'm gonna get the drums, but yeah, I started back. I started playing guitar back when I was 9. No, it wasn't. Sorry, apologies. It wasn't until I was 11. My buddy played, and I kind of just wanted to play too, so I played for a bit, but then I kind of faded off. I was like one of those kids that was in like 3 sports and like always doing sports, and so I kind of forgot about it. And then it was really weird. In 8th grade, me and my buddy were in a class together, and we needed to create like a video or some sort of art project, which was, I don't know, interesting for 14-year-olds. But basically I found out my buddy played drums and I played guitar. And I don't know why, but it just hit me, even though I hadn't really been playing guitar much for the past couple of years. I was like, hey, dude, we should like make a song. And he was like, okay. And then we made a video for that class, and we played a Red Hot Chili Peppers song in the video. And I remember when I was playing with him, how cool it felt. Like, you know, when you're just playing guitar at home, it just, I don't know, it's kind of boring. Like, you just kind of by yourself. But I remember when we played the song, and for the first time ever, I like linked up with someone, like when we went to the chorus at the same time. It's like, you know, we're kind of playing the verse, and all of a sudden we both went to the chorus, and like I just got this rush of energy and how cool it felt to like both, I don't know, be on the same page and be playing. And ever since then, we created a band, a high school band from that lasted technically 5 years, because it was 8th grade. So, you know, 5 years through senior year. I kind of took a little break in college. And same thing, kind of had a rebirth in college. I formed a band with my buddies, and we basically just played college parties. So those were awesome. We played maybe like, I don't know, 7 of them. But it was like those videos you'd see in like music videos where it's just like these tiny college houses where there are like 200 people in it. There's not supposed to be more than like 60. And
it's a jam-packed house with like a band playing.
And and like people were spilling vodka everywhere and beer on everything, and it was just awesome. And so that kind of like reinvigorated me. And then obviously I came out to California wanting to start a band, and that's where First and Flight came in. So that's kind of my journey.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Next one, last one.
Yeah, last one.
That's
I'm
awesome.
the marching band guy, but
He's the true artist of the band.
Yes.
I mean, even long before that, my parents met in a band, and so from birth.
They met in a band. That's cool. What band
Yeah.
did they have? Was it a famous band, or was it just no?
No, essentially a cover band that just traveled and played covers and stuff like that. But
That's cool. That's cool.
But they met doing music,
Huh.
and so there's always been music around me, and that's what I guess makes my story a little bit different. It's like my family's very musical, and that's like the background that I've got. So it was almost automatic. It was almost guaranteed that I'd grow up in that like environment. I think so. I was already playing instruments. I was in, you know, concert band, marching band, jazz band, all these different stuff, like any music that you can do in, you know, school and childhood. But I think like drumming on a drum set in a band setting didn't really click for me. Also until middle school, which is really funny. Like, you know, there's this age of like 12, 13, 14, 15 where we all kind of were like, wait, this is cool. And for me, I was in 7th grade. And there was this kid who like transferred in. I went to 7th grade in Oklahoma, and there was this kid who transferred in named Martin. And Martin was from Norway, and he was like super tan. He had this cool haircut. He had an awesome accent because he was from Norway, and he could play drum set. And the girls thought he was so cool. I mean, Martin was like, you know. And he like just shows up in the middle of the semester, and he never has his homework done, but he can play drum set, and so he's super cool. And I thought, well, shoot, I want to be like him, and I can't really get more tan, and I can't develop a Norwegian accent, but I can learn to play drums. So that's what I did. He was just playing like a little like trap set, you know, kick, snare, hats or whatever. And so I was like, I need to do that, and started doing it. And then, you know, just playing drum set and cone and stuff in church, playing in jazz band and marching band. And then from there started a couple of like rock bands in high school. And then now these guys, right? I've only really been in 2 rock bands ever. So one in high school that we didn't take incredibly seriously. And then this one, which we're taking very seriously. So.
That's the one thing I will say that I can tell that you guys hit the story behind how you guys kind of tell me a little bit about the story of the band. So I know that there's a little bit of music related industry. This is real life type of situation that kind of got you guys going. Tell us a little bit about that story.
Yeah.
Like the formation of it. Like,
yeah, like
or the struggle. What are you getting at?
The struggle. I'm talking about the struggle where you guys are like, "Hey, we're going to do this full time." This person said, "Let's go do this."
Sure. So maybe that
we gotta rewind back as to like the whole thesis of the band.
the whole the roller coaster of the music industry.
Yeah, we got you. Don't worry, we got this story down pat.
So we gotta go back to the beginning, which is back when we used to play back in the metal days.
Yeah.
Richard and I I mean, I've been in 7 bands. You've been in equally 8.
Eight,
So,
9
like,
bands before this. Yeah.
And the reason why we've been in so many bands is because no one likes to take the shit seriously.
Yeah.
Like either they don't show up to practice, they don't know their songs, they like are flaky, are not reliable. There's a lot. I mean, there's a stigma between musicians, and it's true. There's a lot of them that don't give a damn.
Yeah, man. It's true.
Yeah. And
Right.
Richard and I basically just got fed up with that. After a while, we were just like, you know what? I really want to continue doing music, but not like this. This whole switching genres thing, that was because we wanted to play music that was more accessible to people. Because we've been playing metal, and you know, we wanted to have like our family and girlfriends and stuff kind of watch us, and not be like distraught from the
Honestly, though, yeah.
And then also our music tape. Richard and I are very open-minded. We listen to a lot. Like we'll listen to Slipknot, and then we'll listen to like Katy Perry right after. Like our playlists go all over the place. So like switching genre is not like a big deal for us. But
Right.
the whole thing about making sure that our future band members were not, you know, lackluster and can actually show up and be reliable, that was like a very big thing for us. So of course our mindset shifted that we're going to treat this like any business. So we were always very businessy with all of our meetings. In terms of how we met Max, that other band that he was in was actually my brother's band.
The band that I was in high school was his little brother's band.
No.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
younger than these guys.
Yeah. So we saw Max. We were like, Max, you're good. And we had a meeting with him. We literally had a sit down meeting. We did like a go game plan about like.
He had stuff printed out for this meeting. We met at a milk tea shop, and he like slid the paper across the table. He was like, "This is the band. Like these are our influences.
Like
you're
job
in, you're out."
description, everything.
Yeah. It was like an interview.
Yeah.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah.
And he passed with flying colors. And so he was like, yo, I got to go to college. And I'm like, bro. So we ended up just jamming out for us for a little bit. We auditioned a few singers here and there. Nothing really came to fruition. Then this guy over here comes from, you know, the fucking Midwest over here.
Yeah.
I mean, he came here to start a band, but he also came here because, you know, work, and, you know, we all got to pay the bills. It just so happened that the worlds collided, and we found him on Craigslist.
Yeah, so I met the guys on Craigslist. I was looking for a band. They made a post. I was working at Cisco at the time, Cisco Systems. And,
I know Cisco.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you guys are IT guys. You guys are Cisco. So I was working at Cisco. We met up, and kind of fast forward, you know, things kind of went from there. We, you know, it was a little tough. We were in Milpitas. We had no, I mean, I know it sounds a little cliche, but we had no connections. We were sort of starting from ground zero. It didn't feel like we had any real direction to go. So we just started playing any show we could. We started recording music. David used his video skills to start making music videos, and we started putting up a lot of online content just to, you know, see what we could put out there. Fast forward a couple of years, and this is where, you know, it became tricky, was that, you know, we were getting to the point where, you know, we were touring more, and we were being sort of required to do more, release more music and stuff. And that's when I decided to leave my job at Google. I switched companies. I worked at Google, and leave my job at Google and kind of pursue this full time. Now, I still have a freelance gig on my own. I'm still doing other things to make money, but and that's where we found push came to shove. Funny enough, like 3 months later, after I quit my job, we got put on our first U.S. tour, which would have meant I would have quit my job then. So, you know, that was a month long. And from there, I think the band has grown a lot in a lot of ways. I'm sure you guys are well aware of like the TikTok videos and our Instagram blow up and our YouTube, and we've been touring more and stuff. But I think, you know, one of the things that really hurt was COVID. And just to refer to what you're talking about the struggle a bit, I think it's easy for musicians to kind of rip on record labels or rip on the industry or whatever, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, COVID really devastated a lot of the main music sources that we know. Record labels, publishers, magazines, a lot of people that we were connecting with before the pandemic
don't have their job anymore.
They don't exist, or don't have employees, or don't have their job anymore. And so we just found ourselves sort of in this rough spot where we never have been looking to sign a record deal to make it per se, but we do want someone to fund us and to push us to make the best art we possibly can. and to make sure it's, heard by the people who want to hear it. And what we found and what I've been disappointed in, especially with simulation, is that I feel as that industry, because of the past 2 years and because of the way that online has become so prevalent, I feel like it's gone in a negative direction in terms of vanity statistics and sort of, look, people can think music is different. It's not. It's whoever has the most money wins. The term overnight success, I think, is a complete lie. And I could go into that later, but that's the point. We've been dealing with that struggle a little bit, and I think we've been pushing through. We've been playing more shows. We just played a show out in Wisconsin. We're releasing music. We're trying to do the best we can on the internet ourselves, but that struggle has really become, put forward because of COVID and because of the way the world's changed literally in the past 18 months.
Very good. And then, so to tie in the COVID piece, one of your bandmates created Skeletons because of COVID. I kind of want to go into that storyline. What was the Skeletons is a great song. And then you guys, and that was kind of based on some of your experience with COVID. Can someone explain that whole song, a little bit about it, and because that it's such a great song. And I get the imagery, and that explains exactly what you kind of went through in this with this COVID situation.
Yeah, I mean, I created the lyrics. David really started the song, and then we all created it together. But yeah, in terms of the message and what you're talking about, one of the things I learned right before COVID started, and I know this song came out earlier this year, so it was sort of not the height of the pandemic, but it's sort of after I'd learned a lot. I started therapy before the pandemic, and just to have someone to talk to, and it's been kind of nice ever since. And one of the things she taught me most about was how people, typically have insecurities or fears or things they don't like about themselves or things they're afraid of about themselves that they mask with or hide with certain things. And that can be anything. It can be very innocent or it can be very harmful. It can be, alcoholics in theory hide some of their fears and their pains and their anxieties with alcohol. Maybe not as good. I myself hide mine with watching football all day on Sunday. Not as bad, right? So there are goods and bads of ways to do it. And some people hide it. They drown themselves in work to distract themselves from their ultimate insecurities. They can drown themselves in. I know there's been a lot of hot talk on the internet now about perfectionism and people how to have to create this mask of being perfect in order to hide the fact that they know they're really not. I mean, I could go on. Everyone's got their own issues. But the point is that with COVID, what I realized was I had just learned about that in 2019. And in COVID, all of a sudden, everyone's distractions from the world, everyone's sort of safe spots got eliminated. If you used your work to hide your insecurities, it's gone. If you used entertainment, most of it's gone. If you use friends and going out and being in community, it's gone. Even if you're a fitness guy and you just use the gym, it's gone. So all of a sudden, everyone was sort of forced to face themselves and say, I have nothing to do right now. I mean, I guess you could binge Netflix. I'll give you that one. But I have nothing to do right now but be alone with myself in my house and face the things about myself that I don't like. And as I was writing the song, I realized about myself, there were things that I was scared of. There were parts of me that I was afraid would hurt people, not physically beat them, but hurt people emotionally or hurt relationships or there were parts of me that I thought that would be inappropriate to be out in the world. There were parts of me that I thought I never really had communicated with that side of myself, but I thought that were very vain and very kind of gross. And I think with Skeletons, the idea of the song, if you listen to the lyrics, is talking about how once you sort of discover these things about yourself, there's certain anxieties around them because you don't want other people to find out. Once you're forced to face them, you sort of don't want other people to find out or discover those things about you. And it does create a sort of paranoia around like, oh my gosh, is this the real person I am? Have I been hiding it with all these external distractions? What if people discover who the real me really is? And there's sort of a back and forth in the song about it. But that's how it relates to COVID. And I think that the more we've been isolated, I think that's one of the reasons people have become so depressed and it's been so hard on people is they really aren't able to distract themselves from the things that hurt them or pain them most. And it was really eye-opening. I don't know. I mean, I hope not, but I don't think we'll ever get a chance to do that again. So you kind of had to learn from the experience.
It's a journey. Absolutely right. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that's.
And I think that's like that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with that song, I think it's actually like one of the first songs I've heard regarding COVID.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't.
Can you hear me?
I would never like put COVID in a song because that'd be like super annoying. Like to listen to in 2028, you'd be like, "Ah, really.
Oh no, I know that. Yeah, but I
But,
mean, obviously you can kind of piece it together.
Yeah, totally. No, I'm really glad you guys liked it and resonated with the message a little bit. I mean, I think it was a little bit deep on my end, at least, to kind of dig into myself and find the lyrics for that. But I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys resonated with it.
I think that's what's good about music. Good music resonates with people, and maybe it has a little different something for everybody. But I think with this specific one, I could tell that there was a lot of emotion involved in it because when you talk about skeletons, everybody has them. And I think that you diving into yourself to be able to figure out some of the things for yourself is really important. You know, that's something that I'm always all about, is trying to figure out what the journey is all about, try to figure out where I'm going next steps. And especially with mental awareness and mental health being kind of a center in this, I really thought that I was really attracted to that story behind it. So absolutely, thank you very much. And then Simulations was even more of kind of that kind of storyline as well, or a little different storyline, but it kind of had another statement that you guys had. I wanted to kind of get into that storyline as well a little bit. I love this. I love that song. I think I was trying to figure out if It's Cool or Simulations was my favorite, and I'm kind of caught between. They're both really great songs.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, the story behind Simulation is a little bit different. I wrote it at a coffee shop in San Francisco. We were well into the pandemic at this point, but it has nothing to do with that. But Simulation was tricky for me because, again, I go back to the idea of this overnight success and the sort of the picture of perfection that's being painted. One of the things I learned working at my job at Google and then leaving is the amount of money that's pumped into marketing and creating a story. And what I mean by that is that I know, and this shocked me. I'll give you a quick example. I was once working with Universal Music Group to promote an artist, and they were having me pump like $300,000 worth of fake views into an artist who didn't need it, who was incredibly well known. And I just was laughing. I was like, first of all, why? Second of all, couldn't this money be used better at like for other like merch or something that makes some money? But anyways, that's a side point. And I started to dig more in. I watched the college admissions Netflix scandal, which again, these people who are richer than God have to pay their way so their kids can get into USC so they feel good. And they again, it's all about creating a false story. And what I had started to find in the last part of this story is, we had a meeting with a record label, and he was a nice guy and everything, but he we had all this music, this tour history, and again, from my view, working at Google and doing this stuff, like we had really built a solid foundation to say, hey, we're a band that can grow, we're a band that will work hard, we're a band that's done our due diligence, we have fans, we have this, we have that, And he just kind of was like, yeah, so what have you guys done on TikTok? Have you guys, can you blow up there? Or, how can we release this? And we were like, what the fuck is TikTok? Like, we didn't even know what it was. And we were like, well, we have all this streams and all this stuff, and look at how good we're doing. And he was like, yeah, no, TikTok. I was like, dude, TikTok didn't exist 12 months ago. It just made me start to think about like how it seems to me in this industry and in all industries, there is this chasing of vanity and this chasing of a false perfection. And unfortunately, I think it's got a negative impact on mental health because at this point, everything is such an immediate gratification that a lot of artists, like, if they don't blow up on their first song or whatever, they give up. And I just laugh because, like, holy shit, the Chili Peppers' first album was terrible. And it flopped. And their second one flopped too. And now they're one of the greatest rock bands of all time. And and I'm sorry, I'm rambling a little bit as I explain this, but
That's okay.
I think I was starting to become really not offended, but sort of appalled with the fake imagery that big media and these algorithms put out and the way they're affecting our psyche to chase something that's not real. And that's really why I called it simulation. I kind of said we're stuck in a simulation. I think one of the lyrics, we're chasing a dragon, we're climbing the mountaintop, we're always feeling empty, we're always feeling like we're behind, which none of that is new. There's a million songs about that, but I wanted to really bring it back to like what these big companies are doing with online, Instagram, algorithms, etc., and how they're painting a false picture that we have to chase. And I don't know, the things that happened just kind of put the story together for me. Hopefully that all made sense, but that's kind of where it came from.
Totally did. Totally did.
Oh yeah.
Great.
All makes sense.
James, I know you've done some research, and we got a few minutes. What is one of your questions that you would have for the band?
No, I was gonna say, I like how you guys have persevered, kind of pushed your way through. Like I said, without even having really like a record label or anybody signed or anything like that. You kind of did like your own thing, and you kind of pushed through. And I think we've said this a few times on our show. We're nowadays it's kind of a lot easier to kind of get out there and put your stuff out there without having to go through a label. And even when I found out who you guys were, I didn't know. Sorry.
The dogs go crazy. And the dogs go crazy.
Oh, I was just saying, was that a dog? Okay.
Yeah, the dogs have gone crazy. So I know he'll come back. But that's the fun thing about this is the fun thing about YouTube is that anybody can do it, and you can do it from any place. So my studio currently, we're going to change this up, but because I'm going to demand change. But I'm right now in a closet.
Wow.
I'm in my walk-in closet, and he's in his kitchen area, and so we're YouTubers trying to make the best of small situations. Go ahead, James.
Yeah.
I know you guys by name at first, but I realized looking at your profile, like your TikToks and stuff like that, bathroom like idea to make like the bathroom music. So I thought that was yeah. You guys have done an amazing job to get your guys' name out there without even really having being. I think you guys are doing a great job.
Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. TikTok is definitely, whether we knew it or not, been one of the bigger successes for us. So yeah, I really appreciate that.
So this is what I got a question, and this is actually a personal question, because for somebody who says, hey, I want to blow up on TikTok, which I'm on TikTok. I've had a few, like I now get videos that are usually at least twice a week. I get 1,000 views on a video. Mm-hmm. But what do you think is kind of the secret to your success on TikTok for people who are like, hey, because when I look at your numbers, I mean, they're phenomenal. Your Instagram numbers are amazing. Your Spotify is the most important to me because that means there's money coming in. But your Spotify had thousands, like I think it was 37K per month listened. How are you guys able to market yourself and then additionally being able to blow up on these places? I think to me it sounds like you guys got the winning combination of a videographer plus great music. Is that kind of what your secret is?
Go ahead.
I think to address Spotify, I think Spotify is really tough because there's no way to directly like advertise on Spotify or anything like that. And Spotify's been like kind of a slow grind the whole time. Obviously with the recent blow ups and success on some platforms, a lot of folks have transferred over to Spotify. And like you said, that is a moneymaker. And so we're really grateful for that. And what we're learning right now, even in this season, is that a lot of folks in the industry take Spotify numbers really seriously, maybe even more so than other numbers, which again, to go back to the same story, it's always a different metric that folks are looking for. Always. And so as soon as we hit somebody's, recommended Spotify listeners, it's going to be, are you on Tidal, Reddit, or something. Who knows what it's going to be next. But right now, we are focusing on Spotify and trying to put a lot of energy there. But to address something else, you said, what's the secret of the TikTok? This is kind of fun. We started a TikTok, like Pat said. I mean, we thought it was dumb. We were like, "What's TikTok?"
We thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
Like,
we were like, "This is stupid."
What's the point? Like, I get it's algorithm based. Like, you get free viewers, and you can kind of like play into the algorithm, and you get free people just pouring into your content without ever like paying for an advertisement. So that's incredible. And the algorithm of how it works is incredible. But like, how do you get big on TikTok? And we tried a handful of things at first. Yep. I think the goal was, and this is tough and this is really tricky. And I think we had a couple conversations about this because there's musicians that turn to, well, honestly, just creators and creatives that turn to TikTok because they're like a huge platform. It's super hot right now, and there's just free viewership, right? Yep. Unlimited people. And then they put on these like meme kind of like stop the scroll and get everybody's attention kind of ideas that are unrelated to their personal brand or creative work. And we've seen this time and time again. We've seen people who like do memes or do something that's unrelated to what their like career is or job is or passion is. Yep. And they capture all these people, and then all these people go like, oh, they're actually a real artist. Let's look into their stuff. Wait, that's completely unrelated to the videos that they produce. Right. Never mind. I don't want to be their fan. And so what we tried to do was do something that's entertaining enough and silly enough. We were searching for kind of a meme of an idea that would stop the scroll, that would capture people's attention, that would be funny, but related to us as a band, because we are a band. Ultimately, our product is our live show. And so we were like, what is silly and can stop the scroll and is entertaining and weird, but also highlights our talent as musicians, and the fact that we are a band, that's an entity that produces music live. Yep. And we started playing covers in the bathroom, and they took off. So
and just to add to that too, I want to keep my simulation theme here. Like I think a lot of people are like, you guys just stumbled in the bathroom and played music. That's so fucking hilarious. Like I've taken so many classes on marketing, how to make videos go viral, how to film certain music videos to make them more appealing. Like this was a formula that was used. We just picked the bathroom as the setting, and it worked. I mean, we tried it.
We picked a car first. It didn't work. Didn't really work.
Yeah, it didn't really work. We did a 2 years ago for It's Cool. We did a video of us playing it on a bed. Just like it was kind of funny, like four guys like crunched in this little bed, and it went viral. And we were like, okay, follow the formula, totally worked. So like, I just don't want people to think like, oh, we just kind of stumbled onto it. Like there was a lot of research done into it. I think that's why. But I think it's the combination of like you kind of said, good music that people like, the right way to film, the right way to capture an audience, the right way to stop scrolling, and then it's repeatable. I mean, the first. I don't know. The first 15 didn't do much. It wasn't until like 16, 17, 18 where it really started to take off. But I appreciate all the kind words about it, though. It's been really fun.
Very cool. I totally appreciate that. And see, I'm trying to blow. See, this is the one thing that is very true. It is very easy to go and try to do what you think the platform wants you to do to be able to get the views. So before I decided to go music, I decided that I was just going to do like the reaction video thing.
Yeah.
So, and I don't even say anything. I had like a friend that didn't even think I talked. They're like, oh, you don't talk. I actually do like a YouTube thing, and I actually talk a lot. But I like the fact that you guys were able to merge, and it's across the board, social media wise. That is still who you guys are, and you guys are having fun, which is what you should be doing as a band, because this industry is really difficult. But being able to put the lightheartedness at times into it is still something that's important. And I think especially coming from my side, positivity is always, trying to throw some fun into situations that are, this is a tough situation. It still is. And I'm glad that you guys were able to make the best of it and then learn something from it. I think that's awesome. And good music, honestly, comes from those deep places and being able to understand it. So that simulation point, which is, some of your TikTok journey and some of your Google journey, that's where good music comes from, is from that feeling from the soul and being able to put it out onto paper and then out into music. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it.
So we got a special today, and these folks, to all the wonderful viewers that we have right now, we're going to do a quick giveaway. They have some merch. They have a t-shirt. They actually have long sleeve t-shirts of the band. And we're going to do a quick giveaway. All we need to know is, and actually this time I think I was going to go, where is this band from? So all I need to know right now is, where is this band from? If you go look in their bio, it'll tell you. We've mentioned it several times in this interview. Where is this band from? If you can come up with the winning answer by the end of the stream, We will announce your name, and you will get a free T-shirt of this band. They are completely awesome. But right now, we're going to do some live music from these guys. So let's hear some great music. We got a couple tunes, and I am absolutely looking forward to this. Thank you, guys.
You bet, man. Happy to do it. It's gonna be me and Max on this one. So we'll start with our very brand new, very awesome single Simulation. Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Early morning, wake up choking as I hear the starting gun. I stand up dizzy as it hits me, then I finally start to run. Tell myself it's fine, stay in line, don't waste time. Through this maze, no mistakes in the race. So help me. We got a situation, stuck in simulation. So help me. I wanna get out. Ceiling caving, voices fading, slowly gazing at the drop. I chase the dragon till I grab it and the algorithm stops. But it's never enough, so help me. We've got a situation, stuck in simulation. So help me. I wanna get out. Let's go. So help me. We got a situation, stuck in simulation. So help me. I wanna get. So help me. We got a situation, stuck in simulation. So help me. Let's go. I wanna get out.
Awesome.
Thank you. So that was Simulation. We can do one more if we got the time.
You do. Let's do it.
Awesome. All righty. This one is the other newer one called Skeletons.
Newer than other stuff.
That's true. Great.
Take a photo to make sure you're not alone. Walk fast inside past the velvet road. Seal lips, fingertips at the floor. Got something to hide. What happens when the curtains close? The darkest night begins to grow. And no one has to know you've got something to hide. There's always someone in the background. The secret are no fun. I gotta catch you. And it won't go anywhere. Fake shows and cheap phones are on the hall. Confession etched in the bathroom stall. We're all imposters outside these walls. Got something to hide. As the lights go down, skeletons come out. And it's poison, but you just can't keep away. There's always someone in the background. A secret, oh no. lights go down, skeletons come out, and it's pointless, but you just can't keep away. There's always someone in the background. The secret I know, but I'm not gonna catch you, and it won't go anywhere.
There it is. He's back.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Is awesome. And you know what? Live, even better live. I just enjoyed that, especially with that. I know that it was played. And this is what I'm going to tell everybody. We had a little discussion before. It was played on a $60 guitar that he picked up at a pawn shop.
Yeah.
That just shows that it's the player that makes the music, not the guitar or anything else like that. So just learn, play a great guitar. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Just have fun playing music. That's what we're all about here. And I think that Russ got the closest. I did see some people who knew where you were from, but I think it's part of your friends or your entourage. So I think that Russ got California. We're gonna go California. Russ, come in. They're actually from San Francisco, California, and they're from Milpitas, which is Milpitas. I tried. I was like, I've never heard of that name. But near San Jose, which makes total sense that you used to work at Google. Amazing, guys. Thank you guys so much for being on. James, any last words?
Yeah, thank you guys. No, guys, it's been amazing. We enjoy having new people on, and we wish you all all the success. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are doing an amazing job already. I mean, keep killing it. You guys are pretty good at wanting to do, and you guys have a good path. I think, and so I keep it going. I wish all the best.
You guys both. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
And congrats, Russ. We'll get you a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hit us up. Hit me up, Russ. Andy Tasty Licks Music on Instagram, or you can email me at andy.tastylicksmusic@google.com. Hit us up and we will get you your t-shirt. Guys, what is in the future? I know that you guys are doing some more videos. Let's really quickly, what do people have to look forward to on their journey with your music? We've added you guys to Spotify to our playlist. So anybody, once you're part of the Tasty Licks family, you guys go right on to Spotify, and then we're going to help promote anytime that we see you guys posting on Instagram. We're going to help repost. So what is in your future? What's in your future?
David, what's in our future?
Well, like Pat mentioned earlier, we just recorded some new stuff last Friday, so obviously we're going to be releasing stuff. We're doing a lot of writing sessions this fall, so more music to prepare for future tours in the next year, and more videos, and we're ramping up on TikTok again, so we're just going to go ahead and go all out this year in terms of getting all the content out for all the fans.
And we do have some shows in a December tour to announce soon. So there's something in the immediate horizon, and then something on the far horizon too.
Love it. Absolutely love it. We're excited for you guys, and what a great band, folks. We appreciate, as always, everybody who came and stopped by. We totally appreciate it. And we definitely appreciate First in Flight. You guys are an amazing band. Absolutely appreciate your guys' live music as well. And we will see you all next week with yet another Tasty Lick. And again, go visit our new website, www.tastylicksmusic.com. That's right. That's where all the happening people are happening. So we will go and talk to you guys later.
Awesome.
See you all later. Yeah, you bet.